I would put myself definitely in the top 5 return man of all time.
Cribbs is the most explosive player for the Browns.
Touchdown, Cleveland. And there goes Cribbs. Oh, he's all the way. Cribbs still on his feet.
Man, how did I do this?
This kid is absolutely amazing.
Tremendous body control and awareness.
And the high wire act down the sideline. He did not step out.
Well, here's your MVP so far, Josh Cribbs. Look how strong he is up top. He is just too powerful. Doing it all.
Look at all the missed tackles. Joshua Cribbs takes it the distance.
In college, my first 2 seasons was option quarterback. Coming from Kent State, I just wanted to make it to the NFL. My dream was not necessarily to play quarterback in the NFL. It was to play in the NFL. So I'm looking at everybody else and trying to mimic what I think a wide receiver should look like. At the same time, trying to catch punts and show the scouts that, hey, I can catch. It was just a lot of firsts for me. But at that point, I came too far in my career to have doubt about myself, to say I wasn't capable of doing something. Draft came and went. The Cleveland Browns called me, offered me a priority free agent money to come to the Browns, $5,000 contract. I went to training camp, so I knew at that point I had to switch my position. Learning how to become a returner on the spot and do it at the highest levels was the ultimate challenge for me. I felt like my whole career of playing football had led me to this point, to be in no man's land, to play a position I've never played before, to have the opportunity to walk out on the NFL football field and all the lights are shining. First game of the year, Cincinnati Bengals.
Josh Cribbs. Here's the rookie on the return, gets spun around, loses the football.
I don't even remember what happened. Tore my MCL on the first play. I was out the next 2 games, and then we had a bye. I was fresh off an MCL tear. My livelihood, everything that I worked for, was on the line.
Joshua Cribbs, one man to beat. RW has to catch him. Wow. Joshua Cribbs will blow it wide open for the Cleveland Browns.
So I look up at the Jumbotron, I see myself running. I'm like, that's me. I can see myself. And then I seen RW McCorders running behind me. I'm like, who is that guy running behind me? He about to catch me. So he dives, and then I'm like, uh-oh, he dove. So I hurdle, I jump, and I run, and I score my first touchdown, only to realize that the Jumbotron is on a half-second delay. And I hurdled, but he had already dove a half-second ago, so it wouldn't have mattered nonetheless.
He was a free agent here. They brought him in because he was an athlete.
I remember looking like, oh my gosh, I scored my first touchdown. Then everybody is like, jump in the dog pound, jump in there. I was like, what's that? And the dog pound was like, over here. And I was like, okay. So I run to the dog pound, and I jumped in the dog pound. And from that moment on, I wanted it to happen over and over again. I wanted that experience to last. So that's the moment when I decided that when it comes to returning, I wanted to be one of the best.
Joshua Cribbs up the sideline.
Across the 20 and the 25, and he's on the way across the 40. Beats the kicker.
He's a former quarterback at Kent State, but he obviously can run the football a little bit too.
A nice return all the way down to the 43.
I had a lot of success my first year returning, just the kick return. Over that offseason, I must have caught 100 balls a week, so that the next year, it was nothing for me.
Brown special teams making plays.
Now Cribbs starts inside his own 10. With the seam! Watch out! Cribbs! To the crib! Touchdown! How about Joshua Cribbs?
On the return, Cribbs to the outside. Cribbs down the sideline.
Cribbs still on his feet. And he's got a seam. The kicker to beat. And he beat him. Now he's being chased by Marshall down the side. He's done it again. Joshua Cribbs.
I knew that I had progressed into an elite returner when teams started to punt it away from me. When offensive coaches started to depend on the return game.
Cribbs from the 1. Nice hold. Joshua Cribbs. Up the sidelines. Joshua Cribbs. Touchdown Cleveland, just like that. Cribbs with the return. Still on his feet. Cribbs. Cribbs up the sidelines. Joshua Cribbs is finally brought down at the 12-yard line.
Back to Josh Cribbs, a Pro Bowler. Takes it at the 30, to the 35, to the 40. Will he get by the punter? He does. Josh Cribbs, who takes it at the 25-yard line. Cribbs has the seam. He cuts to the outside at the 40. Cribbs with only Andy Lee to get by. And he does. Touchdown, Browns.
Catches at the 33. Where's he going? Right up the middle. Darts left 40, 45, 50. He's wide left 40. He's down the sideline 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. He's gone. Touchdown. And that's the 2-minute offense to perfection.
I think any head coach would say when they face the Cleveland Browns, when Josh Cribbs at his prime, watch out for Cribbs. So it's not just the touchdowns that made me one of the best returners of all time. It was yards that I put up every game, the threat that was on the field. So my return style was straight line is the quickest way between 2 points. For me, it became an art form. I was a bigger, run the small guy over type of guy. I'll just run straight through you, break an arm tackle, sprint away from the linebacker.
So big and he's so strong, you can't arm tackle a guy like Josh Cribbs.
What an individual effort. Here's Cribbs looking for blockers. Stays on his feet. Cribbs is stacked up.
One play in mind was a kick return that I had against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were trying to kick off away from me. I tried to run up to catch the ball before it started moving around too much, and it hit off my hands.
That touched the fingertips of Cribbs. He has to pick it up. It was stuck right just outside the goal line. And the high wire act down the sideline. He did not step out. There is no signal he stepped out. He's got Hyden out in front of him. Cribbs could take it all the way for the touchdown, Cleveland.
I remember picking up the ball. Guys came at me from one way. I made one move. Then I seen another guy coming. And I just remember running with a convoy of Browns all around me, my teammates. It's all Cleveland Browns right here, baby, in Pittsburgh Stadium. Catching that ball, running it back 99 yards, and just shocking. And seeing the look on their face like, man, how did he do that? And I was looking at myself too like, man, how did I do that? To see that on film, it doesn't seem like that was me.
Rock and roll here in Cleveland. They've had it twice, they've scored twice. 47-yard touchdown reception moments ago by Clayton. Here's another kickoff to Cribbs from the 7-yard line. Finds a seam. Ivy's after him. Nakamura can't bring him down. He's being chased by Ivy. That is a Cribbs touchdown of 92 yards.
I'm just like, man, we in Cleveland Browns Stadium, baby. I'm scoring on this. Every time I scored, it reconfirmed to me that, man, I'm the best at this.
Josh Cribbs looking to set the new record for most kickoff returns for a touchdown in a career. We're underway.
Going into that Kansas City game, I felt like our special teams unit was playing at a different level, not just me. I remember catching that first kick return, and I remember missing the hole.
Cribbs finds a running lane, breaks a tackle. Sidesteps another, and there he goes! Off to the races, Josh Cribbs! He's gone! Touchdown, Browns!
Coach made fun of me and said, oh, you just wanted to make it look difficult when it should have been just a straight shot.
Josh Cribbs does it again.
And that is the touchdown that tied the record for most kick returns in NFL history. What followed that was actually a blown play by our punt team.
And Hodges couldn't handle the snap. And recovered by Richardson. Touchdown, Kansas City.
And we were just like, man, I know we didn't come to Kansas City to lose. Josh Cribbs and the special teams unit, Cleveland Browns, had a different idea in mind. We wanted to go for a second time.
Cribbs takes it out of the end zone. Cribbs, middle of the field, and Josh Cribbs, he does it again. Josh Cribbs is at a different level. 103 yards.
I remember just running past everybody and getting into the end zone like, man, ain't God good? And it was one of the Kansas City fans looking at me like, man, you good, man. You did that twice. I got to the record and broke my own record in the same game. And I'll never forget that.
Every time he touches it, he could take it to the house.
Being able to stay in the NFL, I was always taught the more you can do to help your team, that's what makes you valuable to the team. They saw that from my return capabilities, from my tackling capabilities. Like, look, man, just put me on the field. And that's how I felt. Like when the offense was struggling, I'm like, man, I don't need to know the plays. Let's make up plays for me to run. And I go out there, just throw me the ball, I'm gonna catch it. At that point in my career, just give me the ball. I'm gonna make it happen.
Cribbs just goes hauling on the left side, finds himself a hole.
He's a guy that's used to being in the backfield, taking the snap, and you can see the speed once he gets on the edge.
Success followed that. I had success in the Wildcat. I had success as a receiver catching the ball.
It's caught by Cribbs and breaks free.
And how about the power of Cribbs to break the tackle and score?
And I had success running the ball. The more you can do for your team to help your team win makes you a threat. And I believe that's what made me one of the best. I would line up and make sure that, okay, let me use my same type of skills, my skill set, my talents that I did as a kick returner and as a cover guy and as a punt returner. Let me use that same ability as a receiver. For me, it was like a badge of honor to tackle great runners. I had so much fun as a cover guy. Later in my career, I don't know what I like best, returning or covering.
Covered once again, Joshua Cribbs.
Doing it all.
Well, here's all. What a great tackle by Cribbs.
I remember when Reggie Bush was a rookie, my friends thought that this kid Bush, man, he the truth, man. You ain't gonna be able to tackle him. And who gave him his first tackle? Right here, Josh Cribbs, tackling guys like Antonio Brown. I used to eat him up.
Oh, hit by Cribbs.
Even to this day, I can't figure out what I like to do best. And I want to say it might be covering kicks. Playing with the Cleveland Browns, we didn't have a lot of success. We had one winning season my whole 8 years with the team. We went 10-6. The hard thing was that the fans really deserved winning, a winning team. They made us feel like, man, this is our year. We're going to the Super Bowl. Believe land, baby. I would grab motivation. I would grab energy from our fans each week to make them proud, win or lose. And to me, that meant everything. When I look back on my career, I'm most proud of the totality, how I overcame odds. I had to learn how to be a receiver in rookie training camp, not being drafted, making a spot, one of only 2 free agents to be on the team. When they mention great returners, they mention me. And that's all I could ever ask. To know that I was an all-decade return specialist. To know that I had this success in everything that I sought out to do helps me sleep at night. I'm grateful.